Good morning, Marni.
Hello.
How are you?
Hola. I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I'm all right. Apart from this,
Good.
apart from someone's been playing around with the recording equipment. So basically,
Someone more qualified than yourself?
no, someone less qualified because
Where'd you find them?
I don't know because basically when I was having an interview with Believe the Hype last night, the sound
Was this just a cheeky way to segue into that interview?
yes.
Ah, well done.
'Cause
Tell me more about this interview.
Because we're first. Because you're going to be played first. Anyway, basically spoke about his interview with Rudy Gay, who his predictions for the NBL Championship and the NBA Championship were. But the problem,
Great. I'm interested to hear that.
yes, that was really good, and basically just got him into doing Believe the Hype. We missed you last week.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. It was unfortunate timing for both of us. And, I missed you guys too. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be any funnier this week. I didn't, save material for you or anything. But I was just funnier in everyday life to make up for it.
You did promise, though.
Well, I actually walked up to people on the street and just started talking at them to make up for it. I felt like I'd missed a part of my week.
Well, look, we've missed a part of our week. We actually had hate mail.
Hate mail?
Yeah. No, not
actual
really.
mail, though? Because people don't send mail. Was it hate email?
It was hate tweets. Where was Marni?
Yeah,
Why wasn't Marni on this week?
You can just hide them. So that's not as bad as someone actually taking the time to sit down and write you a letter.
Well, damn. We could be pretty important, though, to have a letter written about us.
I'll write you a letter if you like.
No, please don't. Let it just break our hearts. Now, this week, I wanted to talk about basically why some people decided not to like Ray Charles or not know who Ray Charles is.
Okay, we got to stop that. They haven't decided not to.
Yeah, that's the only explanation that I can come to think of, because who doesn't know Ray?
They just didn't know who he was. I don't think they've actually made a conscious decision to decide not to like him.
But it's Ray Charles.
I think it's probably a generational thing, which makes us both sound really old. Oh. Maybe it's worse that we do know who he is.
Oh, I didn't look at it that way, actually.
Perhaps it depends who your target audience is, Himage.
maybe my I'm mid-20s now. Yeah, I'm not young anymore.
Oh, are we using the word mid? Because I'm happy to use that right into my 40s.
Yeah, we're mid-20s. Well, no, because you get your age and you halve it.
Well, I was going to just choose an age that I liked and just kind of stay with that.
What, 12? I like 12.
Well, I was kind of fond of 16. Can I?
Yeah, you give me 16, I'll be 12.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
Maybe it's because no one's doing Ray Charles covers, because that's a really big ask. I would say that only someone of the likes of Jay-Z would be able to pull off, a Ray Charles cover. But you've got to be a pretty big star to,
Guy Sebastian has. And he did it quite well.
But there's not the kids on Xfactor aren't doing Ray Charles every week,
God, no. Speaking of Xfactor, sorry?
I think it's the accessibility to his music that might be limiting it.
Well, we have to change that.
Do you want to have a Ray Charles week?
I'm going to, next week.
You should write to the producers of Xfactor and ask them to have a Ray Charles week.
Yeah, I've got connections. Now,
well, I would support that.
Okay, good. Speaking of Xfactor.
Yes.
Did you watch it last night?
I did.
Bit sad? Happy? What was going on?
I can't believe, no offense to Carmelo, he's wonderful, but I can't believe Fortunate were in the bottom two. I really can't get over that. They for me are a top two.
Top two?
Yeah, absolutely. The Collective and Fortunate are my top. Ronan's going to win this year. I'm calling it now. Future news. Ronan will win.
Right, that's the second time in 3 years. Because
Ronan's won?
Yeah, that Ronan won.
But he did really poorly last year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so going to make up for that.
Well, he has to.
Yeah, well, he's my favourite judge. Don't tell the other judges. I know they listen to this show.
Yeah.
But, Ronan's my favourite judge.
Okay. Who's your least favourite judge?
I'm not going to say.
Well, okay, speaking of, not speaking of, but did you see last night when Camilo got voted off, Mel B just got up and stormed off?
Yeah, I think Mel B's had a pretty pretty rough run. Mel B's actually, we've met her, we've been out with her. She's really lovely.
Yeah, I know.
And I think she's had a really rough run. I think the Josh Brooks thing kind of threw her a bit.
Yeah.
So I think she had a lot of faith in Josh. Josh could have gone all the way, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And Dan was a huge super fan, as you know, fangirling over him.
Yep.
And he still follows him on Twitter. So I think Josh could have gone all the way. So Mel's had a pretty rough run. So I think we should be a little bit sensitive to her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying, do they not realise? Because everyone's like, oh, Mel B's cranky into the fact that she stormed off. But
yeah, well, I think it's also a really good indication of how much she cares about it, which I think is really lovely. Because really, she doesn't need to. She's an international superstar. She doesn't need to give a care of the world about these people, you know? Exactly. But she really does, and I think that's a really good indication of how much passion the judges have for it.
Well, yeah, especially, like, you know, guys, well, the only person who needs to give 10 hoots is actually Natalie Bassingthwaighte. Because compared to the other three, she hasn't really done much. No,
I think that's probably a bit of the hole in the panel there, that section. But I'm not going to say any more.
What about? No, it's all right. It's all right. You're not you can't get sued. We can. You can't. It's fine.
I like.
But the thing is, I think you should be a host, a judge.
I think I would be horrible at that.
Why?
I would give horrible advice.
Huh?
Because I just know what I like to listen to.
Exactly.
I don't know anything about any of the stuff they talk about. Guy Sebastian knows all that crazy stuff about singing and junk. I don't know any of that. What am I going to say to them? You look pretty. I love how you sung it. Good. That was better than me. What am I going to say to them?
Well, because Many Directions are going to be in it next year. And
I have even fewer followers on Twitter. How am I going to compete with Mel B's 75 million?
That's because if it's Mel B, though, you have to have more than Natalie Bassingthwaighte.
No, I don't think so. She was in the Road Traders. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Voodoo Child, what up?
Yeah, see, no one knows who Ray Charles is, but they know who the Road Traders are.
Or from, what's the name, Neighbours.
Oh, from Neighbours, that's right.
Fake
but I think I'd be a horrible judge.
Oh, what about Dan?
I can't be mean to them either, you know. I'd be like, you are all fantastic. Everybody wins. Yay for everybody.
No, because if we're on it next year, you can't say that.
Because why? Because I'd be telling you you're crap.
No, you have to say to us we're the best.
But you can't have a biased judge. See, and I'll already have my Many Directions T-shirt, so...
Yeah, you'll be wearing it.
Yeah, it's not like I can wear it to rehearsals and everyone will be like, oh, I wonder who she's voting for.
Yeah, but the judges can't vote, can they?
I don't know. How would they stop them?
I don't know. I thought it was in a contract.
Oh, right, maybe.
Anyway,
maybe they just get their family to.
That's true. That is true. Now, moving on. Overnight, or during the week, did you hear about how Julia Gillard gave Tony Abbott a serving?
Yes, I did.
Now, is it just me, or do these two need to be sat down like little children and sung "Why Can't We Be"?
I think they should play that song too. It's a great. Why don't I request that song today? Let's play that song in dedication to our Parliament.
Okay, I'm just sorry. Like, yes, they're supposed to argue about things, but it's just personal now. Like,
I feel like we're embarrassing ourselves on a world stage, to be honest. There's international leaders watching this thinking, really? Like, if you're not even talking about politics, how are we going to do any business with you? So, I mean, that's my thoughts on it.
No, it's exactly right. Like, everyone's going, ha, Julia Gillard called him a misogynist, rah, rah, rah. I'm just like, that's not a good thing.
I think, first of all, they should use smaller words because they're trying to get more people into watching politics, and that's, you know, ostracizing half the population.
It is. It's like,
so they should use pettier calls if they're gonna make fun of each other.
Yep, exactly. But you can just see, like, I'm embarrassed to be Australian when I see that stuff. I
think someone needs to come in and take control of it, but they're running out of people because everyone's getting kicked out of Parliament. So.
Yep. Maybe we could run for Parliament.
Look, I'm going to put that in the bucket with being a judge on Xfactor. Not something that I want to do. Last thing I can ever want to imagine doing in my life is being in Parliament.
I could really see you getting into Parliament.
and not knowing what the hell to do next.
Yeah, because I'd be your
campaign manager,
and your deputy.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Yeah. Well, then absolutely we would.
Yeah, so I'd be the one who tells you what to say.
Oh, right.
And then you just say it.
Oh, well, then I'm sure that's a surefire way to run a country.
And then we could get Dan to be your front man.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, because then we'd get votes off that. Yep. Easy.
Easy peasy. Just be like, I'll come into your house, your town, and we'll talk about Sydney Kings.
I think it would probably end up much like the movie The Campaign. So I'd probably wager that it wouldn't work out to our advantage.